What's going on YouTube? It's MajorSleeper back with another video, and today going over some tips and tricks of Shadows of Doubt, along with some other kind of neat things that you can figure out throughout your time. But that's what this video is about. I'm going to give you my experience doing my first playthrough of the game, and also walk you through what the retirement looks like. So if you don't want to know what the retirement looks like, you know, you can skip that part of the video right to the end, whatever. But a lot of other tips and tricks. So if you like the video, like it, dislike it. Leave a comment down in the comment section below about what you want to learn about the game, or if you really like the game, or if I missed something. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Alrighty. So when you first start the game, we're also super tall right now. If you don't know why, you should watch some of my earlier videos. But when you first start the game, you start the game in your apartment, and you quickly learn that you are a detective. Someone died. You have to figure out who killed them. So first tips and tricks: learn everything you can about the dead body at the murder scene that you can. Don't there, even if my door isn't locked. I usually always lock my door. I'm always super paranoid when I come in here. So there's usually a lot of information that you can get from the dead body. Okay, you can get their fingerprints, you can get their name, and you can get their time of death and how they died. So always look for that. The killer right now, the way in the current patch, the current state of the game, the killer will always leave something behind that indicates that they were there, or that they were there, whether it's a fingerprint or the actual murder weapon. So make sure you get that before you leave the crime scene. Actually, before you leave the crime scene, you can learn everything you can about who else may have lived in that house. A lot of the citizens in the city, they have their own lives. They have 9 to 5s. They work and they come home. They can sometimes go to restaurants. They go on breaks. They have their own lives. The AI do their own thing throughout the day. Even if they work 9 to 5, if you wait outside their house until 5 p.m., 5:30, 6, sometimes they won't come home. You got to go find them. That's one of the most unique things about this game, is that everyone has their own thing that they're doing, and you have to find them. So early on, the early game is super difficult because you don't know anything. You don't know people's fingerprints. You don't know people's faces. You don't know where they work. You don't know, you don't know people's names. So early on, gather as many names as you can, especially if you find yourself breaking into office buildings. Find the employee roster. Look at everybody's employee rosters. If somebody left their computer on, look up passwords on their computer. Look through their profiles. There's a lot of small things during the early missions that tie together for the late game that expedites you to retirement, and that is the end game. It is retirement. Or I believe you can continue to do missions, side missions. You don't have to retire, but yeah, retirement is the end game. And I believe it right now, in the way the stated game is, it feels comfortable to retire, because once you retire, we're going to see what happens after retirement. But you can, you know so much that missions become a lot easier in the late game. So it's kind of, I would say, backwards, but yeah, some missions you find some things about people that you may not think is related to your current mission. Actually, they may be completely unrelated. You went down a lead or a rabbit hole that person did not even connect, but a couple jobs later you find out that this guy is actually he needs to be arrested, or you need to tail him, or you need maybe a murderer, maybe a serial killer, but you remember all that information, and it's just so satisfying because you did all the work earlier for that job then. So yeah, just remember all of that. Collect all the evidence you can as early and often as you can, and it'll pay out dividends at the late game. So the next tip, do some side missions. So you can see There are 18 total upgrade slash discs that you can pick up that will help you out. I don't have all the discs. I'll maybe in another run I'll focus on getting every sync disc that I can and do like a tier list. But what we have so far right now, we have Dove. Actually, I don't know why I threw this one away for some reason. Oh, actually, I threw it away because I didn't think I didn't really need it. You know, it's an advanced visual ID system, so you can just look at people and you know you can see their salary or their height and some other things. So get all the sync discs that you can. Um, you know, early and often, upgrade them. You get a lot of money late game. I believe that should be kind of nerfed. You do get a lot of money, but some things cost a lot of money as well. So we'll see how that balances out. The one sync disc that I will say stay away from in the early game because it's so enticing is this Sugar Daddy sync disc. It says you get a one-off payment of 5,000 credits immediately. So as soon as you install it, you get 5,000 credits. But the downsides of it is so much worse than it actually is. You have to drink soda constantly. You have to drink soda all the time. You become addicted to soda and it just gets so annoying. The only time I think Sugar Daddy is worth it is if you install it and you have Constitution, which increases your inventory capacity, and also and you also have Model Citizen, where you earn money from throwing stuff in the trash. So what you can do, you can cheat the system, is you can install this sync disc Sugar Daddy and then start drinking soda constantly, because even at the base Model Citizen, if you can go to a restaurant and you can fill your pockets with a bunch of soda and just throw it away, you essentially decrease the price that this costs to uninstall by 5, and then you also earn 2 credits at the same time. So you just do that until you completely paid it off. You can also use upgrades to reduce it by 1,000, but if you buy the upgrades cost $1,000 and it's not worth it. You can find the upgrades in people's apartments and office buildings and different places, and you can do it that way and get it down by 3,000. But early game, if this is your only sync disk, and I made this mistake during one of my first runs before my save got corrupted, I installed this first and it was awful. I do not recommend it. Do not do this first. You can do it late game when you have a lot of money, if you really want the 5,000 credits, and then you can drink soda over and over again and just make a lot of money, whatever. But no. And yeah, get acquainted with all the sync discs. I don't want to talk about all of them because I do want to do another video when I do have all of them installed and do a tier list, but definitely explore all of the sync discs that you come across. Install them, see what you like, see what you don't like. I would say frame. If you find the frame sync disc, it alters your height. So you can either get 45% up to 45% taller or shorter. When it comes to the tall side, I did the tall side for this run. I'll probably do it again for my next run because I'm not a fan of crawling through vents, but even if you're at the max height, you can still crawl through vents. But me personally, I don't like that play style, but if you do, you do. But I would recommend do not go to the second upgrade for the frame, because as you notice, I had to duck to get into every room, and it's kind of annoying. The only upside of being this tall is that you can reach security cameras all at this height. So security cameras are hanging from the ceiling. You can only reach from the floor at this height, and you can sabotage them, which is really convenient when you don't know where a power box is. So yeah, And I think for my last piece of advice, actually a couple more things. So yeah, when you're doing your missions and you think you think you've ran down every rabbit hole, you've investigated everybody that's connected to your person. Also, I think at currently in this patch, emails do not have anything to do with anybody outside of the tutorial. I don't think in any email, I don't think I've connected anything from any email outside of the tutorial. So until they actually bring out a patch in the patch notes and say, hey, emails aren't, can bring more evidence, I wouldn't even bother with email. The only thing that you go on the computer for is to look up people's passwords, which you should always do. You see a computer that's on, get on that computer, look at their profile. And right now, there is no consequence of looking on someone's public computer. So you can go to City Hall, you can see their computer, you can get on it, you can check their password. So yeah, so back down to the rabbit hole. If you find you have a spider web, a huge spider web of evidence. You got people connecting to people. You talk to their neighbors. You talk to their neighbors' neighbors. You talk to their neighbors' cats. Everything. Look, go do it. Do it. Uh, that makes the game way more fun, especially if you like investigations. Look up the entire city because especially if it's an earlier mission, that all that information that you gather early is going to help in the long run. But if you really find yourself not connecting the dots to anybody, you have a fingerprint and then you cannot find the owner of that fingerprint, I think it's normal or you just close the mission or uh take a wild guess at somebody and honestly just fail it until the killer strikes again, because the same killer will keep striking over and over again until you find them. So I think that's really important to know, is that a lot of people do fail. A lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, I failed a lot in this game early on. My very first runs in this game, I failed a lot. And I think even later on I still failed. So don't let that discourage you. Keep going. Just keep going. That's my tips for that. And yeah, we're gonna go over. Also, this game's still not optimized, but whatever. Um, we're gonna go over to City Hall and we're gonna see what retiring looks like. City Hall is this way. I cannot wait until they get this game optimized because it'll run so smooth. The uh, frame drops are kind of getting to me, honestly. So when you reach your what is it called? Your social credit 8 or 9, I think it's 8. But you can come here, you can get your resolution form, collected form, retirement. Let's look and see what happens. All right, you cannot take your possessions with you to retirement district. Please nominate a citizen to receive your possessions upon exit of the city. Okay, so I think for here, right here, Dana Westbrook. So we're going to leave everything to Dana Westbrook and leave any additional comments below. We don't have any additional comments, so plot the route to hand in. We hand in the case. Are you ready to retire to the Fields Retirement District? This is the end of the game for this chapter. Yeah, let's do it. All right. And I think that's it. Shadows of Doubt. Actually, that one looked way better. All right, let's see what happens next. Is it credits? Did I break the game by taking a screenshot? I think I broke the game by taking a screenshot. Okay. Back at the main menu. I cannot move my mouse, however. All right, there we go. All right, well, that is it for this video. I really enjoy playing Shadows of Doubt. If you guys can probably see, my YouTube video is that's the main game. That's it. I'm going to continue playing Shadows of Doubt. We're going to create a new seed, another city, probably about the same size, and continue to keep solving these missions. All these jobs are pretty free form. You can solve them in many different ways, and yeah. If you guys like the video, like it. If you dislike it, leave a comment down in the comment section below about what you thought was helpful in this video, or what you think I missed. But yeah, wherever you are, hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and I will catch you later. Peace.